Respond to certain messaging? You mean how you don't respond to genuine critiques? I hope the chatters can redirect this one lost chatter to a video where I have addressed a million times over the same exact false smears and clips out of context. Not to say that you actually care about the truth. I suspect you don't, because if you did, you could investigate on your own. Are you a man or a bot? Are you a man but a mere animal? That is the question you must ask yourself on this wonderful day. If you are a man that has the capability of independent thought, you should investigate on your own and go directly to the source material and try to figure out if things were clipped in 15-second increments, and maybe look at the longer clips on each individual issue that was addressed a million times over. I myself have talked about these points of view over and over again, these bad faith smears that I have received for the past 16 months because of my advocacy for Palestinians. There's a video out there on my YouTube page that you can watch called Ethan v. Hasan Piker, or Ethan Klein versus Hasan Explained, from 3 months ago, where I address a lot of the videos that Ethan put in his 1 hour and 40-minute nuke. If you're going to say the context is wrong and don't actually say that it was out of context, how about you actually explain the context? I have. You're demonstrating that you don't care. Here, I'll give you a quick example. This is just one. What did I do last time to fix my Twitter? It was broken again. Wait, okay. What is happening? Let me turn it off and turn it on again. Let's see if it works now. Cute ass dog in the background. She's sleeping. She's snoring. Just give up on political commentary and become a cam model at this point, bro. One, thank you for saying I have what it takes to be a cam model. And two, why would I do that? Here, chatter was asking for how certain things are clipped out of context. Here, this is a great example.
Inbred douchebags in the background.
Like, these are just dudes standing back there.
Entirely comprised of messy.
And this is an ongoing like joke with this community. These are just benign dudes. Just, I don't know what the they're doing. It looks like they're doing charity or something. It looks like they've got water or box.
They're doing charity. Remember, by the way, this is a video that he quote unquote researched for months.
Or something, like they're helping, and he's going, "Oh, look at these inbred." It's like, bro, who are you? What are you? Who are you? Like, how dare you?
Guys, the Israeli police is investigating the attack on the Gaza aid convoy.
Israeli security forces are paid to stop this happening. They either could not or would not, but clearly did not prevent Israeli settlers attacking an aid convoy yesterday from the West Bank bound for Gaza, where, say aid agencies, hundreds of thousands of civilians face famine.
But during the unloading and loading, settlers attacked these trucks, destroying the products and burning them in a systematic act of sabotage.
A continuation of images seen yesterday as settlers destroyed food at the same crossing point.
So, does that make sense? Do you understand now? Every single clip that he used, every single one, is exactly like this. Coming from a place where I'm afraid to say the person making this content nuke is not necessarily knowledgeable on the matter and simply wanted to sling. And I think to a certain degree, especially in his own community, it did work. It presented him as someone who was genuinely wronged, right? By a radical who scared him, a radical who lied to him. When in fact, I never hid my political perspective. We had a political podcast. Anyway, so I just want, and I mean this in all sincerity, I want him to get better. Like, yes, I definitely have been in my feelings about this sort of thing, but who wouldn't be? This is coming after, 6-7 months of endless begging for deplatforming, actively collaborating with the likes of Dan Saltman and Sex Pestiny. But having said that, I don't want Ethan to be sad. I want him to have a healthy, normal stream. I just want him to leave me alone for the most part. I don't think he will, but I think it's just like things are not going to get better for him. And this is his own undoing. And I don't think I don't think he'll be able to. I think he's just going to keep increasing and upping the ante and saying more and more unhinged things because he's not thinking clearly in this process. And any kind of statement I make about this, okay, any kind of statement I make about this is not going to reach him in a positive way. From what I understand, he's saying his next nuke that he's going to make, another one, is going to be spiteful, as though the first one wasn't. And yeah, I don't know if he recognizes that this is his own undoing. But yeah, where's that one chatter who asked that question? I assume he off immediately after saying, immediately after coming in and saying, like, this is, nah, he said some other stupid shit. I mean, that's clearly not the messaging of the video. If you're saying his claim is you scared him, like, do you have any media literacy whatsoever? Do you think I need media literacy to understand a YouTube drama slop video? Like, what are you talking about? You're making it seem like this is a formative work. It's very clear what the intention of the video is. And also, notice how you move the needle, you move the goalpost. I said that it's out of context. You demanded I describe to you what the context is, and you immediately moved on. And you're like, well, that's not the major point of the video. At a certain point, you have to understand, like, okay, well, if this is incorrect, do you like being incorrect? I guess you do. I guess you don't care. I myself, I don't like being incorrect. Almost like this chatter wasn't approaching you in good faith. Yeah, I know. How do you know he collaborated with Sex Pestiny? Ethan claims not to know him. He used untitled, unlisted videos from DGG Orbiter accounts that were titled Hamasabi. And also Dan Saltman admitted that he was emailing back and forth with Ethan. Also, he does know who Destiny is. What are you talking about? I've had conversations with him about Destiny before. He has had conversations with me about Destiny before. He knows exactly who the Destiny is. That's crazy. People forget. Destiny used to call him a R word all the time. Back when Ethan was my ally. Yeah. He also used like Photoshop memes that DDGers made for the Frogan memes. To them, the reality is, to them, Ethan is nothing. Like, Ethan is just a weapon. You know what I mean? And I don't think he realizes that. And I think the more he participates in this stuff, the more people look at it and go, okay, well, this is not for me. This is what I'm talking about when I say, like, I wish for his own sake he would stop doing this. But yeah, he won't stop. He wants to take the mantle of D. Did you move? It feels weird in this angle. No. This is something that I've warned other hate slop tubers about in the past. If your entire content revolves around, like, toxicity and bad faith, clipped out of context about a content creator that has a, fairly sizable audience of haters, and if your job is to simply make videos like that, you can only tap that vein so much until it runs dry. And then the community that you've cultivated turns into one that is only seeking that out, and they'll move on. And that's it. Like, we had a lot of crossover audience members, and I think he wants to retain the remainder in an effort to be like, this is why I've been doing this. Here's why it's justifiable. And since the quote unquote content nuke didn't work, now he's just going to go and engage in petty slander. And there's already enough haters of mine out there that they'll entertain anything, in the same vein as the way, Trump supporters will agree to whatever kind of idiotic thing that Ian Miles Wrong is posting. That's it. Just like making that kind of taking the initiative and making that kind of content, not for someone who has any sort of kindness in their heart. If you kill that kindness in your heart, you still won't be able to maintain it because it's so toxic. At a certain point, people are going to be like, you're using these sorts of clips out of context. Here are the million different instances where people have used clip you from the past. And like, he is a person who I thought had grown from his past behavior. But it is insane now. And Ethan copy strike the Snark Reddit for doing exactly what they're doing. Yeah, I saw. Sometimes it pops up on my Reddit. It's shocking how much a community can turn in like a matter of 6 months. Crazy. Having a Reddit? Yes, I go on Reddit from time to time because there's a hate, definitely for understanding reasons. They point out that Destiny's commentators, Destiny's community is like actively brigading it.